At Palais during Paris Fashion Week, Miu Miu presented a Fall-Winter 2026 to 2027 collection that explored contemporary femininity through imperfection and quiet introspection. Under the direction of Miuccia Prada, the show expanded on the house's now-recognizable messy girl aesthetic and attitude defined by spontaneity, vulnerability, and an almost deliberate refusal of polished perfection. The staging established the narrative before the first look appeared. The set combined classical columns, floral-patterned walls, and a stretch of grass running across the floor, evoking a bucolic landscape. Yet the natural environment functioned more as a distant idea than a literal setting. The garments themselves communicated a far more urban sensibility, suggesting a psychological rather than physical relationship to nature. Sound and color reinforced this atmosphere. A conceptual soundtrack accompanied a palette dominated by dusty grays and milky beige tones, producing a subdued chromatic landscape. Even with the suggestion of nature beneath the model's feet, the emotional register remained closer to metropolitan solitude. Melancholy transformed into a visual language. Silhouettes throughout the collection were restrained and compact. Double-breasted jackets appeared paired with elongated trousers that nearly grazed the runway floor, sometimes opened by vertical slits that revealed the footwear beneath. Outerwear was often worn casually open, exposing interior layers of wool or fur and creating the impression of garments arranged with studied nonchalance. Tailored skirt suits formed another key component of the lineup. Jackets were combined with shirts buttoned tightly to the collar, projecting a sense of formal discipline that was subtly destabilized by relaxed styling. This tension between control and looseness echoed a recurring theme in Prada's work: the dialogue between the smallness of the human body and the vastness of the surrounding world. Within this framework, the collection played deliberately with proportion. Some garments appeared slightly underscaled, others subtly elongated, producing silhouettes that felt fragile without appearing weak. The effect emphasized delicacy rather than overt drama. One of the most evocative sequences centered on mini dresses and slip dresses. Short hemlines emerged throughout the show, yet the mood remained far from provocative. Instead, the dresses carried a quiet innocence, reminiscent of adolescent memories refracted through adult sensibility. Lightweight fabrics and fluid cuts allowed the garments to move naturally with the body, reinforcing a discreet and understated form of sensuality. Details introduced moments of visual disruption within the restrained palette. Large palettes illuminated certain pieces appearing on décolleté lines, mini dresses, and even fur hats, creating flashes of theatrical light against otherwise muted tones. Bows appeared repeatedly as well, small gestures that evoked youthfulness while retaining an element of subtle rebellion. Accessories added further layers of cultural reference. The return of the zigzag headband, an accessory strongly associated with early 2000s pop culture, gave the hair a slightly disheveled structure, reinforcing the effortless, grunge-tinged character of the messy girl. Toward the end of the show, the relationship between clothing and nature evolved. Botanical elements began to appear directly on the garments, with vegetal motifs seeming to climb the lower edges of jackets. The visual effect suggested that the landscape introduced at the beginning of the show had finally entered the garments themselves. Casting once again played a crucial role in shaping the narrative. The runway featured a diverse range of personalities and generations, including actress Chloe Sevigny, model Gemma Ward, and actress Gillian Anderson, known for her role in The X-Files. Their presence alongside younger models reinforced the idea that individuality, rather than uniform perfection, defines contemporary beauty. Hair and makeup further emphasized this perspective. Faces appeared nearly bare, and hairstyles retained a slightly undone quality, presenting a woman who exists comfortably outside the polished conventions of traditional runway glamour. With the Fall-Winter 2026 to 2027 collection, Miu Miu reaffirmed its ongoing exploration of imperfection as an aesthetic principle. Rather than proposing an idealized image, the show celebrated the subtle complexities of personal identity, suggesting that modern elegance may reside precisely in what feels unfinished, spontaneous, and deeply human.